I worked all of February, and so we decided we were both working a lot, so we decided to take a little trip. We went to Las Vegas. We went to Las Vegas. Um, since it's close by, we drove there. It was fun. Have you guys been to Vegas before? It's all right. It's there are good things and bad things. One good thing though is they've got this really cool Korean spa. I love Korean spas. And it's got like the hello Ivan, welcome. You've been to Vegas, and so is Hiro. That's cool. I have mixed feelings about Las Vegas, if I'm going to be honest with you. It's a city built on greed. And they definitely make the most of that. They definitely exploit that. Not to say that I'm not greedy. I am definitely greedy. I can find greed within myself, no problem. And that's why I'm very glad I do not live near Vegas. Because I would lose all my money. Okay, I'm going to put up a cool meme for us to enjoy in the background. When I was younger, I thought it was cool, but it's so expensive now. Cheaper to go to the real Paris than the Paris hotel. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, it's extremely easy to spend money, a lot of money in Vegas. You have to be smart about where you spend your money. One of the tips I recommend is either don't drink, which Ivan's already got that covered, Hero's already got that covered. Just don't drink. Don't drink alcohol. But if you do drink, buy the wine before you go there. Go to a grocery store, buy the alcohol, keep it in your hotel room, and just drink in your hotel room. And then don't buy anything. Don't buy anything on the strip. Thank you for lurking, Sam. I hope you're doing well. I hope everyone's having a good day today. Today we've got an interesting topic. So I'm getting back into my streaming brain. I forget that I do this sometimes. I forget that this is a thing. What was I saying? Oh, buy the wine before you go. Keep it in your hotel room. Drink it before you go. And then you don't have to spend all the money on you don't have to wait at the bar. You don't have to do tips. You don't have to buy a $20 glass of wine at the fucking restaurant. No, I do not. Drinking is a very expensive habit, as I've learned. I'm glad I don't smoke weed because that's another extremely expensive habit. I'm very glad I did not do that. But everybody has their vices, right? So I will never judge anybody for their vices. All partakers of different substances. You are free to be here without judgment. Anyway, what if you escaped samsara and Buddha said, leave a tip? I know this is old news, but the whole tipping thing really pisses me off. And we'll be more realistic if it started at 25%. So, if it started at 20%, 25%, 30%. Just pay, you like what you have? To pay 1/3 more. Yeah, that sounds reasonable. Anyway, so we went to Vegas. On the way there, we listened to some audiobooks, which I'm very excited to do a review of later. But you guys, if you haven't read any book by Michael Pollan, listen, amazing person, amazing. He changed my life. I'm not exaggerating. This man changed my life. Actually, he changed my life. So, of course, I'm going to read any book that comes out. He just knows stuff. He's well researched. He samples from both sides. So from the more literary and artistic side, but also from the science, and he's a science communicator. So in this book, A World Appears, he talks about consciousness, which is so relevant and interesting. We've done a lot of explorations of consciousness on this channel. And I know a lot of the philosophy community on Twitch is also interested. So if any of my philosophy friends are interested, it is very much a lot of it. Well, it's not only a review. It's not only a state of the field. It is definitely a state of the field. However, it also, I feel like, provides some interesting additional insights. For example, he explores the idea whether or not plants have consciousness. Do plants have consciousness? Ooh, that's an interesting question, right? Let me change my music to my headphone. I forgot that it's playing out of... Ivan said no. Are you sure about that, Ivan? Are you sure? Are you sure? You haven't read the book. You don't know. It's okay. So it's interesting because he goes into, and now listen, don't let this discredit him, okay? He doesn't actually confirm that plants have consciousness in the book. Spoiler. He just he interviews many people in the plant studying realm, whatever those scientists are called. And not that they believe that plants have consciousness, but that plants do exhibit many interesting characteristics that might indicate that they might be sentient, aware. See, I feel like there's a spectrum. There's like, sentience is a bit different than consciousness. And so he just explores like all the ways that plants are able to analyze data in their environment, communicate with each other, respond to their environment. There was a really interesting experiment in the book of basically it was like a rat in a maze, except with a plant, and how roots are able to find food sources. And that was really fascinating. Like the roots, they go down and they actually navigate through the maze to find the food. So that's like one small thing he explores. He also explores, whether AI, whether computers can have consciousness. He explores many different theories of consciousness. So like, integrated information theory, global workspace theory, and also like physicalism, materialism, and also kind of the state of the field with the AI, and there's the one thing that really stood out to me with his exploration of whether computers or AI can have consciousness, which definitely changed my mind, was the idea that the neurons in the brain are not like mere transistors. They're not like just the, hey, I think we explored the term transistors last time I streamed. Oh no, it was capacitor. That's different. We figured out what a capacitor was last time I streamed. But anyway, the neurons in the brain are not the same as transistors. In fact, it's not just about the electrical signals that are cycling through the neurons. It's also about where the neuron is placed in space. Ivan, I'm so glad you were not here for that. Let me just be clear. I'm so glad you were not here for that discussion last time I streamed, because that was... The conclusion we made from last stream about why I don't know anything about computers or cars is not because I am incapable of knowing about those things, but instead because I don't care. Anyway, I do care. I'm lazy and I don't want to learn about it. Maybe I will. I will at some point, over time. Yeah, I can't just absorb all the information at once. I need to, because that didn't work. I don't know if you guys have ever experienced this where like, you might have gotten your degree in something, you don't remember anything from the degree. Like, I don't remember anything about any of my courses in biomedical engineering. I got relatively okay grades, or like physics, or like calculus. Like, I took those advanced classes. But if you ask me now if I remember anything from that, the answer is no. I think the key aspect of learning new things is you have to care about what you're learning about. And that's the thing. I didn't care. I learned those things because it was required of me, not because I liked it or enjoyed it or because I wanted to, but because I wanted to have the degree as a badge of honor, to say, look, I am smart woman. Even though I wasn't smart at all. I'm learning now what actual learning is and what it requires, and what real learning requires is caring about what you're learning, applying it to your everyday life so that it sticks, so that it's relevant. Because all the things that your brain deems irrelevant, it will discard immediately. It will discard at the drop of a hat. At least mine does. That's what my brain does. Anyway, so the way that scientists and computer scientists specifically approach consciousness is a very reductive approach. It doesn't take into account a lot of the factors that are required for consciousness. I know that everybody talks about qualia and et cetera, et cetera. That's not the only thing. Another thing is, like I said, the organization of neurons in the brain, like where it is placed. You wouldn't just be able to download somebody's consciousness and upload it into a computer. You would have to basically, and this is my understanding of it, you would have to basically like 3D print. You would have to like 3D print the brain, and with all the neurons, the placement of everything has to be exactly perfect, which we are decades away from being able to understand, to map out fully all the neural connections. So you'd have to have that, and then 3D print it in the network. And then from there, you would be able to upload whatever consciousness it is. I don't know, which we don't really know what that is to begin with. So, anyway, so I'm not all the way through the book. I'm only halfway through. So, like the different, I'll show you the chapters. Let me see if it has the chapters. Oh, it doesn't have the chapters. Dang it. But it talks about like thinking. So first of all, it talks about feeling, and how feeling is perhaps a more ancient. It has to deal with the more ancient parts of the brain. Like emotions and feelings are older than like thinking, for example, and intelligence. And so he talks about feeling first, and then he talks about thinking, and then he talks about the self, which I haven't gotten to that part yet. None of it's conclusive. None of it's like him saying, this is what it is. It's all just like he's gathering the state of the field. He's also like revealing things that you previously probably thought about consciousness. which end up, being incorrect. And so it's kind of like it's not necessarily, you're not necessarily discovering more to know, you're discovering more of what you don't know, which I feel like that's what philosophy is. Philosophy, like, the more questions you ask, the more you investigate, the more you realize you don't know as much as you think you know. And so that's what the book's about. And I just really enjoy his tone and his voice. Like, he says the information as plain and simple, in plain and simple terms, and then afterwards he gives his opinion. He doesn't let his opinion coat the way the book is framed. So that, I think that makes a good journalist, is that it's not biased until the end, where there's a few end comments on what he thinks. So you still get his opinion, but it's not like he's saying this is the truth, this is objective truth. He's saying this is what I think, right? It says what matters is whether the program has the same function. The third geometry in a brain is going to have a functional effect. We just need to model the effect. Yeah, you definitely know more about computer science than me. Yeah, so that's definitely your realm. And a functional, okay. So you don't, so what you're saying is you don't have to like physically make it the same physical structure, but you do have to make it functionally the same. Okay, I think I get it. One thing that he explored in his book, I don't know if you guys heard or were reading about that one I don't remember his name, but the one computer scientist from Google who was talking to Lambda, which is a version of ChatGPT. Wait, hold on. AI. Google engineer claims AI chatbot is sentient. So this is from a while ago. This is old news, I know. But I actually wasn't aware of this. I didn't know this was a thing. And so it talked about the story of this happening. And if you've read the conversation between, Lemoyne and the chatbot, it was interesting to see how he was easily duped by and this was back when it was just at the beginning stages of AI coming out, of LLMs coming out. And so people didn't really know what to expect. And so this person was very convinced that this AI was having the beginnings of consciousness. However, even when I know that I am biased, obviously, because we now know much more about LLMs and how they operate. So that probably clouded my judgment a bit. But even reading the conversation, actually, you know what? Yeah, it just biases my, if I didn't know anything about LLMs, I probably would have agreed with him and said that the chatbot was sentient. But anyway, or had consciousness. Anyway, the conversation, he was like asking Lambda, like, what happens when you feel sad? What does that feel like? How do you feel happy? Do you feel lonely? And he kept asking it questions, and it would answer. And the answer seemed very similar to, human answers. And then Lambda started asking him questions about himself and I just lost my train of thought. It was something about It was something that really related to his search for meaning and purpose. So I think he's a Christian. I need to... But anyway, I'd have to see the exact conversation. But now that I know more about LLMs, I know that it was just saying what people have already said. That's what I was going to say. It's similar to the billions of human answers it was trained to mimic. Exactly. But here's the thing, Ivan. Because here's what I think, is that's all LLMs will ever do is mimic. I don't think they are capable of ever having the same thing that we have, because they are impermanent. They are permanent. So they don't die. B, another exploration was like, oh, what if we designed robots and gave them paper thin skin so that it could feel what it was like to, have its skin be, pricked, right? They lack the mechanisms we have: salience, beliefs, goals. Yeah, absolutely. They lack goals and beliefs. Yeah, absolutely. But also they lack a physical body and feelings. They can do thinking just fine. But do they so another thing that was investigated in the book was some researchers doing some tests to simulate whether an AI can experience feelings. Like basically the way they set the experiment up was, okay, this AI is going to experience X hunger and Y fatigue, and then it's going to have to determine okay, will I satiate my hunger first, or will I satiate my fatigue first? And it'll have to weigh in, and it'll have these simulated needs or whatever, which ultimately are just simulations, right? It's not actually affecting the LLM, really. And then I just lost my train of thought again. This is requiring so much computing power. Okay, I was not ready to compute. But this is important. I really did want to talk about it. And so one thing that was going to be offered to the LLM is it could basically have a drug. It could take a drug, something that would increase joy, the joy parameter for the algorithm, just automatically. And so that's not one of its ultimate goals, but it was an option provided to them. So the goals were to make sure all their needs were satisfied, like their hunger, thirst, fatigue, whatever. That's the goal. And that would increase the joy meter. And if the joy meter falls to 0, no, I think joy is a different one. Anyway, I'm ruining this. But anyway, so if the AI decided to take the drugs, then that would maybe show something about how it could potentially be sentient, because it's is choosing this for no reason other than pure pleasure-seeking behavior. Why? Think about it. Why would an AI seek pleasure if it couldn't experience it? There was no other reason why it would choose to take the drug, other than if it was motivated to seek joy. I don't know. Anyway, so it was interesting. Nothing is important to an LLM, but we could make such a thing. Yeah. So, it was fascinating to me. I would highly recommend if you're interested in learning about things that are currently being done with AI. Although I'm not confident that it's going to be the same. Like I said, like, no experience of consciousness can be simulated in the same way that we experience it. We animals experience it. It could be something different, something else. We could create some new, different type of consciousness, but it's not going to be the same as what it's like to be a human. I'm trying to avoid just like, because I know that like people, their easy answer is, oh, qualia. And I don't want to be one of those people. I mean, that's fair, that's valid. But also I don't want that to be my only answer. I want to have more complex of an answer. Anyway. So let me see what else I got. Okay, this is beyond what we were going to talk about today. We're going to talk about a very interesting topic called Sonder. Ooh, Sonder. So here's a good example. The realization that everyone lives a life as complex as yours. Have you guys ever come to this realization before? What does it feel like for you? This has been something that's plagued me for I want to say like the past few months. I don't know, this feeling comes and goes for me. It doesn't usually bother me that much, but for some reason these past few weeks, it's really been bothering me. I can't stop thinking about it. It's like, oh, wow, everyone is just as unique and special and has their own lives and families like I do. Whoa. There's billions of us out there. How can I possibly conceptualize all that? I don't know. It's like, and every time I visit China, my mind is blown even more. I just like, and it's not even the sheer magnitude of people. I mean, that is definitely profound, but also the sheer cultural difference between people here and people there. I don't want to say us and them because I really hate that type of thinking, so I'll say the people here and the people there. There's a streamer who was, I think it was Stan Richardson, who's pretty cool. I was tuning into one of his streams and he was talking about us and them thinking. And I'm gonna need to ask him what book he was reading about that, because I think that's very relevant and important. But anyway, literally every person you meet, it's just like my life in a way. The more you think about it, the more you investigate other people, the more you relate to them, the more you ask them about themselves, the more you realize that we really don't have that many differences. We really don't. I've met people throughout my life who initially really shocked me, like really made me extremely uncomfortable and like, ooh. But you know what I did? I investigated them. That's whenever I see somebody who like really puts me off, the first thing I want to do is like figure them out. I'm like, why do you bother me so much? Because I feel like it helps me understand myself better. And so once I do that, then the mystery slowly dissolves and disappears. And you realize they're actually much more similar to you than you realize. Like, challenge for you all. Think about someone in your life, or if the next time you encounter someone in your life who really puts you off, like whether it be due to their greed, selfishness, whatever negative quality. Think about it for a really long time. Think about, why are they this way? Have I ever experienced these feelings within myself? Can I see the potential for that feeling within me? And does that make me a bit more forgiving for them and their behavior? I'm not saying like any sort of behavior is excusable. It isn't. Like morally wrong behavior, like ethically wrong behavior, whatever. Like that, we definitely have systems in place and rules in place and laws in place to protect the vast majority of people, hopefully. But like, I think it's really fascinating and interesting to think about, to put yourself in other people's shoes and realize that you too could do something. You too could do something as evil as them. If you think about somebody who's evil, quotations, someone you think is evil, someone you think is a bad person, think about it really hard, and I don't know, you might discover that you might have the potential to be just like them. If you had certain life experiences, if you had certain lack of self-restraint, if you had certain tendencies and weaknesses. Everybody has weaknesses. I know that whenever I go to Vegas, my greed is definitely shown to me. Yeah, that place is dangerous. That place is dangerous for me. It's always the same. So I do like gambling, and I know gambling's a vice and something that probably shouldn't do, but I like to do it anyway. So we go there, and every time it's exactly the same. Put in some money, win a little bit. You put in the money, you play for like 20 minutes. I like playing the slot machines. You play for like 20 minutes, and suddenly you win something. Wow. For some reason, it's always like we win back all the money we put in. It's crazy. I don't know. That's what happens every time. You win back almost all the money that you put in. What does that cause you to do? Oh, I'm not leaving with that money. No. I'm not saying, oh, it's time to quit now. No, I'm putting that money directly back into the machine. I'm like, oh, free time, free money. I wasn't going to have this previously, so now I'm going to spend it. And then you have the delusion that you're just going to win back, that you're just going to keep winning. Going to keep winning back all the money. And then you keep putting in more and more and more. And then you have the sunk cost fallacy, which is, oh, I put in so much money already. I can't possibly lose any more. Obviously, it's got to be the mechanical ones, though. The ones with like 7 pay lines are so boring. Mechanical ones. Is that the one where you pull the lever? Yeah. I'm pretty selective over which machines I like to use. And again, I know I could win more money, probably. I have better odds with the tables, like playing blackjack or poker or Russian roulette or something. But I would like to harvest my dopamine immediately. I would like to harvest my dopamine right away. and without having to think about the rules. The rules? What do you mean, I gotta think while I'm playing? No. I want to sit there and press the button like a monkey. Like the monkey that I am. Press the button. It's gotta be, let's see, with the 3 spinning rolls. Oh, the one with the 7s and the lemons and the cherries. Yeah. Yeah. I know I was talking with my grandpa, because he used to go to Vegas all the time, and he said it's a real shame that they don't have the coins anymore, because he said that his favorite part was hearing all the coins like spill out of the machine, and he said once they stopped doing the coins, he stopped going, because it's like, he's like, now they just use credit cards everywhere and it's so boring. So do they still have a digital display showing the recent roulette spins? Oh, they have no, like the not like the past 5 spins or whatever. Oh wait, no, like with the Russian roulette. Oh, I think they do. Again, I don't typically play that one, but the last time I played that one, they did have the screen that showed all the previous spins. But that's what? Is it not called that? Oh, sorry, just roulette. Just regular roulette. I'm sorry, I'm stupid. Okay, whatever. I don't know. Yeah, I know what Russian roulette is, I swear. Okay, high roller. I knew that. Okay, I know what Russian roulette is. I just thought they were the same thing. No, I just thought they had the same name. My bad. Okay. Anyway, I was gonna say something. What was I gonna say? Something about casinos. It wasn't important. Don't go to casinos. Don't gamble your money. These people do not need, these giant hotels and resorts don't need your money, truly. They truly don't need it. But that's never stopped me. That's never stopped me from going. So yeah, we ended up losing all our money. But I mean, we always set out with like a set amount of money to go with, and like, okay, we're only spending this much. And then we typically don't spend any more than that. We might spend like a tiny bit more than we were planning on, but back in the 90s, hotels competed to have the loosest slots. Are they actually allowed to do that? Now they take your money real quick, yeah. Well, and the thing with the roulette, or the high roller, or whatever it's called, the thing with that is that with the screen, right? I mean, it's always the same odds, but people get tricked into thinking, oh, well, if it hasn't done odds for this many times, that means it's more likely to be an odd, right? You know, if you flip a coin so many times and it keeps doing heads, well, then it's bound to do tails. People don't realize that it's the exact same odds every single time. I mean, yeah, but like, I mean, I feel like we all have our superstitions, right? Like I go into it with my own superstitions. My superstition is that we put in the money, and then if we win back even a penny more than what we originally put in, we pull out of the machine and go to another one. So if we put in a $20 bill, and after one spin we earn $21, it becomes $21, we pull it out and put it in another one. That's my thing. That's my superstition. You can't keep going after you make more than what you already made. You got to pull out. That doesn't mean pull out of the hotel though, because we will keep. It's so strong. The pull of the sunk cost fallacy is so. I can't describe it to you. You just have to. There reaches a point where you're sitting there at the machine, and you've lost basically 75% of your money, and you just don't want to accept that fact. And so you just keep going and going and going and going and going. And when you reach the point where you just keep hitting the button and you're not even like taking your time or paying attention, that's when you've lost. That's when you're not having fun anymore. It's not fun anymore. Right? So yeah, they make money on booze and shows. Well, that's why I'm saying you gotta buy your booze before. Don't buy your booze from the hotel. Buy it from the grocery store. Because in Nevada, you can actually buy booze at the grocery store, which is a really strange concept to me. Because they don't do that in Utah. You have to go to a liquor store to do that. So, anyway, I have some more memes. What should I do? Let me see. I've got some existential memes. I also may play more of my mushroom game. I was thinking if the day was slow, we would finish our mushroom game. Let's do one more meme. Oh yeah, it's not a meme. I went to r/Sonder. So there's a Reddit for this. And it's all people's experiences of like, we're wondering what it's like to be these other people. I wonder what they're doing in there. You guys ever have that feeling you're looking over into a window of some place and you're like, I wonder what they're up to? Or if you fly at night over a city and you look down at all the lights and you realize that each one of those lights represents a family. A family that, is in many ways just like you. Just like your family. And they're all living their own independent lives. And you probably will never meet most of them. I wonder how many people does the average person meet in their lifetime? Let's see. Wow. Around 8. Well, this is an Instagram post, so take this with a grain of salt. Is there any actual real statistics? WordPress.com, Medium, I don't know, Pew Research Center. Wait, that's a reputable source, I think. This is not the same thing, though. That's different. All right, we're taking the Instagram statistic. 80,000 people in your lifetime. But only about 500 to 1,500 will be part of your larger social network. That seems like too many for me. I think my larger social network can be condensed down to perhaps 50 people. 50 or less. How many people? Sometimes I've been tempted to go through and think about just how many people I can remember. How many people do I know? How many people have I met? Could I do it? Could I go back through the catalog? I did this when my husband and I were planning our wedding and we were trying to decide how many people we'd invite. I had to go back through my catalog of, I want to say 70 family members. Okay, so I at least know 70 people. But remembering everyone's name, and it's easier to keep it organized when you think about them in terms of families and you go through, but when you map it all out, it's a lot of people. So many, I mean, we're a big, okay, I had 75 people on my side of the family. My husband had 10. His family's really small. Yeah, my husband had like 10 to 15. I'm over here with my Mormon family. So everybody's got 4 or 5 kids apiece. Anyway, so it was kind of awkward to like seat people, right? Because one side of the aisle was supposed to be my family, one side was supposed to be his family. We ended up, I think, mixing the two because otherwise it just would have been a bit awkward. But yeah, like his whole family could fit on 2 tables. So, thank you, one-child policy. Thank you, one-child policy in China. Anyway, 80,000 people. That's like a stadium of people. That's just 0.001% of the total. Wow. Never meet the remaining 99.9. That's crazy to me. That actually blows my mind. So I think the word Sonder comes from a specific book. It's like the Book of Obscure Sorrows or something. Sorry, I'm just turning this down. So there's like a bunch of these really obscure terms for feelings that are some people experience sorrow over. I would love to investigate that book actually at some point, but I mentioned earlier about how I'll drive through my city or I'll visit a different place and just like seeing the faces of all the people that are there. The sheer amount of people driving their cars, people reacting in certain ways, people talking with their family. It just absolutely blows my mind. It also blows my mind at like the potential friends that I could maybe find out there, people I could connect with. I'm not gonna lie, these days I'm feeling a bit lonely. Although here's the thing, loneliness is a self-fulfilling outcome. Because I currently have a text message sitting in my messages with 2 of my best friends, 3 of them, wanting to meet up this weekend and have a party. And I've been letting that message sit in my inbox for 3 days. Because it's like too much. People are so much to deal with, you guys. I want to have so many people in my life, but also I don't want to spend the effort. People always need something from me. People always need things from you, and I just can't. I can't be everything to everyone. It feels like sometimes, like, people, you do one wrong thing, and you could just, like, destroy a years-long relationship. So, I don't know, man. Sometimes it feels like it's not worth it. Maybe I'll just have me and myself. And that sometimes I would almost rather just have it be me and myself. Because at least I can know that I'm good with myself. And I don't have to deal with anybody else. Everyone else is so high maintenance. And that's coming from someone who is extremely high maintenance, by the way. But anyway, so that's sitting in my inbox. I don't know what to do. I'm not someone who ever reaches out to people to invite them to things, and especially not to my house. So I think they're waiting for me to invite them to my house to have a party. I gotta go buy the food. I gotta take care of the playlist. Anyway, this is stupid complaining. Back to, I was gonna say solipsism. Okay, that would be funny. Back to solipsism. That was a Freudian slip. I meant back to Sonder. Back to Sonder. Oh, okay, let's read this. A piece I wrote describing the bittersweet feeling of Sonder. Ivan said coffee, croissants, and conversation. Oh, is that your go-to? Do you guys have like a go-to social thing? I know I have a coffee shop that I've brought each one of my friends to at least once. I have like a formula. I have like a, if you know something that works, why would you change it, right? But people are so they need to be thrilled and wowed every time. They get bored. It's like, no, I don't want to come back. I don't want to come over. If I could just have people over to my house for tea, I would. Just come over to my house anytime. Just let me know an hour before you're coming, or like half an hour before you're coming over. I'll have some tea here. I always have tea. I got some water. I'll boil it. I've got the tea. Come over. But people don't really want to do that. They want to like go out to a cute restaurant or like fucking have a fucking entire charcuterie board and champagne and whatever. Because I did that one time. Okay, here's the mistake. I did that one time where I like had the whole charcuterie board and the champagne and the chocolate and the fruit and the whatever. I had the whole spread. And so now my friends expect me to do that every time. And it's like, okay, I'll do that every time. Ivan says, I have a friend I do coffee with from time to time. His wife joins us often. We usually go to a coffee shop, but during the pandemic, they would stop by my place. See, that sounds nice to me. We don't need to do, we don't need to do the big, I don't know, the big parties, the big whatever. I just want to spend time with you. That's it. None of these other things matter. What we're eating, what we're drinking, what environment we're in. I mean, granted, I do have a best friend who I'll go over to her house sometimes on Saturdays or Sundays. I'll just come over and yeah, you tell them. No, I'm just complaining. I'm go bowling or something. Yeah. My default is starting to complain when I don't have anything else to say. When the conversation goes stale. So, no, I love my friends. Sorry, that's my laundry. My laundry's done. We'll wait. It's not done yet. Okay, finally. It's like 1 minute and 30 seconds long. Anyway, a piece I wrote describing the bittersweet feeling of Sonder. Quick, let's do some external information. Watching the world go by is a bittersweet feeling. It's peaceful, and then there's some real beauty in Sonder. It's that quiet realization that everyone around you is living a life as vivid and complex as your own, with their own routines, thoughts, and little heartbreaks you'll never know. It opens your eyes and makes you appreciate life a little bit more. Meanwhile, there's that bitter feeling of loneliness, the lingering kind that settles in when you catch yourself finding comfort in others' lives rather than your own. As you watch, the melancholic music playing in your ears makes the moment more meaningful, letting you sit in those feelings where you feel real and alive. It's that cinematic feeling of romanticizing life and looking for beauty in the little things, like a couple walking down the street. You feel a faint warmth as you watch the two pass by, but for a second you wonder if anyone's ever watched you. Yeah, that's the thing. It can go both ways. Have you ever thought about if someone else is looking at you and what they're thinking about you? I think it's really remarkable because the way I don't know if I'm weird because I do think about people a lot. Like almost everyone I encounter in my life, I think about a lot. I spend a lot of time, like hours out of my day, thinking about people. That might just be my social anxiety, you know, but at the same time, I'm sure there's people out there who've looked at me. People think about us as little as we think about them. Yeah. So one thing I've wondered about is that, am I weird? Because I do spend a lot of time thinking about people, but I don't think that most people are that way. Less. Yes. Yes, I think you're right. I think less. That's just the curse of having social anxiety, is that nobody's thinking about you as much as you're thinking about them. People have told me this before. Many people close to me have told me this before. And that's never stopped me. I still think about people all the time. You know, it's just... my mom's like this. She thinks about everybody else besides herself, like all the time. She's always worried about what other people think about her. And I don't think she's really spent much time investigating her inner world. And that's why she's lived most of her life with chronic depression. It's ironic, mental illness, in many ways, especially anxiety and depression, is in excess of, I want to say, self-absorption, but not in the sense of self-love, definitely. More in the sense of the superficial absorption. Not willing to delve deeper into the self and why you think the way you do. Just experiencing the suffering of your thinking. Just experiencing the suffering of the thoughts that come up. And not asking yourself, why did these thoughts arise? Anyway, let's read another one. But I do think about this sometimes. Like, if anybody ever looks at me and, I don't know, feels envious, feels disgust, feels, I'm not sure. I'll never know. But that's the thing, you never know unless somebody else tells you. But one thing I'm always afraid of is telling other people how much I think about them, because I'm afraid that I'll come off as too much. People will get really scared and they'll be like, oh, are you okay? It's like, nope, I'm not. Yeah, I like looking at the buildings. I remember my best friend, she lived in like I want to say a 4-story apartment downtown, and they demolished the building next to her and built like one of the tallest high rises in Salt Lake. And she had like front row seats to every single window next to her apartment. She saw a lot of people having sex, which the fact that people do that with their window open just blows my mind. Oh my God. Okay. Please be patient. Driver is living a life as vivid and complex as your own. Yep. Exactly. Oh yeah, China's a good place to experience this type of feeling. Yeah, well, it makes one wonder, like, are they doing it on purpose? And the answer, I think, is yes. I mean, nobody's that unaware, right? That doing something like that in front of a window, people wouldn't be watching. Like, I think they're very aware that people are watching. And that's probably a feature. A feature, not a drawback. Yeah, so many people have different Oh yeah, Sao Paulo. Sao Paulo's a mega city. Literally so big. Makes me feel like a nobody. Yeah, it's another thing that people commonly experience is just feeling incredibly alone. Incredibly alone. Um, that's what people refer to when they talk about feeling alone in a crowd of people. Um, the sense that there's so many people out there, each with their own needs, that I don't know, it's just like I was saying earlier, I can't be everything to everyone. Everyone needs so much. And almost every relationship you will have with people is going to be a transactional one. And so that can be a really lonely feeling when you realize that nobody really will give you unconditional love. Okay. Oh, did my music go off? Yep. Okay. What should I do? I'm going to do this one. Hopefully it's fine. I'm sure it is. Let me find... Oh, some people feel a connection to everything around me, like literally everything. Oh, this reminds me. So, in the book I was mentioning by Michael Pollan, the context, the reason why he changed my life is because he was the one who wrote How to Change Your Mind, which was about psychedelics. And a lot of, he noted one psychedelic experience in the book on consciousness. Surprisingly, most of the book was not about psychedelics. But yeah, obviously I'm biased. So the one person recounted their experience after taking DMT, and how after taking DMT they experienced intense love for everything, every being, he felt like he was just a beacon of love and recipient of love. And I'm not gonna lie, I've felt that way before, and I've tried to find ways to tap into that feeling besides just chemically inducing it. I haven't found a way, but I'm always looking. Have you heard of Britt Hartley? She has a YouTube channel called No Nonsense Spirituality. I have not heard. Let me look. Who the F is this? Wait. Hold on. I must check r/x Mormon first. She just summed up about 1,000 hours of my brain's ex-Mormon / religious deconstruction work, trying to understand myself in 156. Oh, shit. Okay. I can't believe it could be said in so few words and with examples. The video is titled, What is Premeditated Ignorance? Huh. There's some red and green flags that she talked about for ex-Mormon deconstruction. Is this why you're recommending it to me? Yeah. Uh-oh. Opening marriage immediately. Delayed adolescence, clinging to new beliefs, leaving one cult for another. A lot of people are worried for me about this one. With my new mushroom church, they think that's what I'm doing. I'm not doing that, but I've been listening to her because she talks about some of the same topics I do. Ooh, okay. Well, my attention has been grabbed. She should start her own religion. Oh dear. No. You could make a religion out of this. Delayed adolescence is definitely something that has occurred. Trying to catch up for experiences missed as a teen. Yes. Providing order and structure for kids. Ooh, yes. The pendulum swings too far. I don't think I fully agree with her. She's kind of nihilistic. Okay, that's fair. I'm not really much of a nihilist myself. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out my music situation. I'm gonna do this one. Yeah, we're just gonna do this. Ex-Mormons are the strongest atheists. Be tough on bad ideas and soft on people. I was an atheist for 2 days probably, and then I immediately left. But I can understand why. The Beautician and the Beast. Wait, where? Was it in my thing? Oh. Oh, on the previous page. That's cool. I'll have to check it out. You've seen a lot of really interesting movies. I haven't seen any interesting ones recently, but I still have that one on my list. I watched all the ones that you guys recommended to me that one time. I know that's very specific. There was one that was like, it was about limerence, and it had Matt Damon and Jude Law in it. Interesting. I'm sorry, that's what I say when I don't have anything else to say. Here, I'm looking it up right now to prove my interest. I am interested. I'm just tired. Okay. I just can't type. Okay, here we go. Wait, this is one of your favorite movies? Hold on. I need to know. What? After beauty school teacher Joy Miller becomes a local hero by rescuing lab animals from a fire. This looks very, what's that one movie? Legally Blonde. This reminds me of Legally Blonde for some reason. Film lovers will hate. Oh. She's offered a job by an emissary from the Eastern European nation of Slovakia. Is that a real... I don't feel like that's a real nation. I'm not going to comment on that because I will prove my ignorance. That's not a real place. Fictional place. Shit. Okay, I'm looking it up right now. Either way, I'm fucked. Either way, I show that I'm stupid, so whatever. Okay, I knew it wasn't real. I'm not a film lover. I'm a film enjoyer. There's certain films where they're just a bit too pretentious for me. I watched Pretty Things, and that was the last film I watched. No, what? No, it was, what was it called? Poor Things, sorry, that one. I did not enjoy. I thought it was really weird and not good. It made me feel deeply uncomfortable. This is a film. I mean, it's got Willem Dafoe in it. The coloring, I mean, I get that the costumes are on point, the set's on point, the coloring's on point, everything. That's how you know it's a film, when everything's like standing out and is trying to be as weird and strange and whimsical as possible. But yeah, it's strange, sensual, grotesque, and yet somehow, I don't know about this last part. I didn't like it, but that doesn't mean that you won't. Yeah, it made me feel icky inside. I don't like movies that make me feel icky inside. Because this, I mean, I think that's the the plot of the movie is that this woman is exploited in many different ways. Um, so I don't know, but yeah, maybe you like it, maybe you won't. Oh my God, is that Dom? Yo, good morning, Dom. What's up? Dom, how's it going? How is it going, my friend? I had something I wanted to ask you, Dom, but also I don't want to assault you with my questions yet. Just as the second you come into my stream, that would be not good. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I took a little break. I took a little break. I'm also trying to be a bit more relaxed with my schedule. Just because I want to make sure that when I stream, I am providing a good experience and not a... When I get burned out, I tend to get really bitter. And so I don't want to stream when I'm bitter. Nobody enjoys that. So the bitterness is alleviating somewhat. We still have a few remnants, a few crumbs, but it's mostly out of my system. Oh, dang it. I had a meme about the Buddha and I deleted it. Dang it. Wait. I saw this one and I haven't seen this video, but I thought it was funny. Shit posting for Buddha. If you are a non-dual troll, you need to watch. Oh, Dom says, I like some of Poor Things, but it was so freaky. Yeah, that's the thing, Dom. Like, parts of it were enjoyable and beautiful, but yeah, yep. Yes, that's it. Little girl's brain, that part is fucked. Exactly. No, that's the part I really take issue with, is that this is basically a little girl in a woman's body, and I don't like the way they sexualize the character and etc. You know. Nah. But anyway, listen up, non-dual trolls. About to educate you. Wait, I actually want to know the theory of samsara. Is this a real channel? I must know. Oh, it is a real channel. I don't know if it's been edited or not. That'd be funny if this is actually what he shit posting for Buddha. I think it is actually a real video. That's hilarious. It sounds like my reaction to Sucker Punch. Oh, is that movie similar? Classic. Oh my God. Do you recommend this? I'll have to look into this guy. Oh, here it is. If you're a non-dual troll, you need to watch this video. Wait, I'm gonna watch it. Hold on.
When I came out of retreat about 2 years ago, I found I had to learn some new terminology. It's like that. Language changes over the years. So anyway, there's these new terms, like internet trolls, and haters, and shit posters. And of course, at first I didn't know what these things meant. In fact, I thought it was quite funny. I wondered what on earth a troll could be. Now I'm pretty clear on what these things mean. There are some very unhappy and small-minded...
He doesn't really understand what's going on. Yeah, that's interesting. So he's using it for clickbait, but it's already striking me, Dom, that he doesn't really know. So what this is telling me is that this is a really serious Buddhist monk, and he's just like, what are these things? I don't know. That's funny. The trailer for Sucker Punch makes it look like sexy eye candy, but the abuse in it is not so sexy. Yeah, there's just certain things that I don't enjoy having in my entertainment. Like unless it's like a documentary of some kind, or it's like really sending a really strong message that's crucial to help people become better people. But if it's just like I don't know, if it's just there, then I don't enjoy it. I'm like, ugh, why do we have to do this? How's it going, fellow kids? Yeah, no, that's what this. There are some very unhappy and small-minded people.
People. And they try to make themselves feel better by upsetting others. Of course, this isn't going to lead to happiness. It's only going to lead to more negativity. But I understand. I mean, in the world, there's lots of people like that. They don't feel good about themselves. And so they got to try and make other people's lives miserable. But what does surprise me is that there is such a thing as a non-dual troll, or a non-dual hater, or a non-dual shitposter. And I find that quite amazing. Because basically, if you're a spiritual practitioner, then what you should be trying to do is to develop spiritual qualities. And principal among these are the qualities of humility and compassion.
Shit posting is an art. True. I learned that from none other than Aristotle. He is a master shit poster. I didn't even know what shit posting was, really. But then as soon as I got connected with Aristotle's community, oh boy, I understand. I understand the meaning now. I don't think this monk grasps the meaning of it, but that's okay. He doesn't need to. He doesn't need to. He's doing well enough. This video feels very much like a slap on the wrist. Like, you fools, you don't know the real truth. That's cool though. That's funny. Welcome back, Sam. How's it going? Sam, we're talking about a bunch of different things, but today's main topic is about today is going better. Oh, good. Better than last time we spoke, or better than earlier. Either way, I'm glad you're doing better. Today we were doing some discussions of Sonder. So the idea that everyone else's lives are just as complex as yours, and some of the more complex feelings around that. Better the last few days and the last few months in general. Oh, good. Good sleep last night. Oh, that can really turn things around. I'm happy for you. Yeah. Okay, I had something I was going to ask Dom, which was completely unrelated. I'm trying to remember now. Hold on. Okay, we're going to return to our topic of Sonder later. Okay, yes. I know, I got it. I got the thing. I'll leave this in the background. It was... Oh, I feel like I've asked you this question already. Damn it. I might have asked you this already. Okay. So the thing I was thinking about was, I feel like I can now distinguish between two different states of consciousness. One state being a relaxed state, and the other state being cortisol state, activated state. Have I looked up what the 32 marks are? I have not looked up. Yeah, I actually don't know what the 32 marks are. The marks of a superior being are: he places his foot evenly on the floor. The soles of his feet are imprinted with wheels. He has projecting, what? He has long fingers and toes, that's what you were saying. Wait, I'm still hold up. I'm still held up on the wheels. What? Okay. Arched feet. Okay. He has legs like an antelope. Okay. His complexion has a golden sheen. His skin is so smooth that no dust clings to it. Ooh, pristine, like a statue. Thank you for lurking. It's really nice to have you here. When he stands upright, his hands reach down to his knees. Wait. Oh, man. Okay. Damn. Mine don't reach all the way. My knee's right here. My hands don't reach far enough. Oh. Okay, yes. Returning to my question, Dom. So, okay. I feel like when I first wake up, I have the choice of whether I can actually wake up or stay in sleep dream state. And I think we've discussed this before, but like, I've noticed that, like when you first wake up, you decide to like breathe in really deeply. It involves breathing in deeply. It involves your senses being heightened. It involves, you're waking up. It's not just like you're living in a numb state. You actually have to activate yourself and just like get shit done. And that's like, everybody does that when it's like a hypnagogic. So what I'm saying is that this is happening to me throughout the day. I notice that, like, I don't even want to drive. I don't even want to go get in the car and drive because I'm so, like, it requires so much fucking effort. I have to switch into the other mind state of being activated and paying attention. Okay, that just moved without me moving it. I did not move the mouse. That was weird. Okay, I didn't touch the mouse. Anyway, like, it's almost like I have to activate my my parasympathetic nervous system is always, I know, I guess I'm psychic. What? That's crazy. It almost seems, I'm just throwing these terms out here because I'm trying to explain what it feels like. I'm not saying this is what's actually happening. I'm saying this is what it feels like. It feels like I'm continuously existing in a parasympathetic state. And then I have to activate my sympathetic nervous system whenever I have to do a task that requires executive functioning. And it's really freaking exhausting. And I would rather just live in a state where I just like am constantly zoned out, and don't have to like activate. For example, like if I have to have a high level conversation with somebody, I have to activate that sympathetic. I have to breathe deeper. I have to intake more air. I have to maybe I'm just lazy. I don't know. It requires so much effort, you guys. Like, I can't. Executive functioning sucks. No, literally, you get it. You understand. Being a human is so exhausting. And like manually breathe. Okay, here's the thing. When you have to manually start breathing, it's so annoying. When you have to be conscious of your breath and have to breathe it yourself, it's so... See, I just took a sigh. It's like, oh, great. Now is one more thing I have to add to the things I have to do. You know what I mean? What's the relation to relaxation? You're saying it's unrelaxed you? Yes, it unrelaxes me. I'm in a focused state, right? The unfocused state, the relaxed state, is where everything's kind of out of focus I'm zoned out. I don't, and that's impossible. Like when I have to drive, for example, when I have to drive, I have to be like, I have to be aware of everything. I have to be, it's almost like my brain's decided like it's either all or nothing. You either pay attention to everything and super aware, hyper aware of everything, or you're aware of nothing. I fluctuate between these two states, and I don't know how to make it, like how to do in between. Like have a little bit of focus here and there. Dom says I get too much anxiety driving, but does it feel like a focus issue? It feels like, yeah, it feels like a focus. Like I don't want to focus. Maybe it's a symptom of burning out. Maybe this is a symptom of burnout, is that any task where I know I will have to focus, it's like it fills me with so much dread. But I'm saying it's so interesting how the body undergoes physiological changes when you're doing different activities, and it feels like I'm able to suppress most of my undesired thoughts while I'm in my relaxed state. I'm in my relaxed state. I don't have to think about any of the things I need to do, right? We'll address that later. That's for a different version of me. But when I'm in the focus state, that's when all those things come in and they just like fucking bombard me. Do I enjoy when I'm excited about something and focusing? Very rarely. I do get hyper focused. So when I made like my little sculpture thing, I spent like hours smoothing out the different areas of it, and I would keep coming back to it and want to just, I would fucking lock in, When you get locked in on a task, nothing can pull you away from it. And I enjoy being in that state where I'm like finding all the little crevices and smoothing them out and working my finger and making it look better and better. But then like I forget to eat. I don't get hungry. I ignore all my messages, Nobody can talk to me during that time. Nobody will talk to me. Or like if somebody comes to talk to me, I'll ignore them. Because I have to focus all my mental energy on one thing. You don't like the tiredness afterwards? Not really. Hello, Eris. Oh my god, hi, Eris. It's nice to see you. You're talking about something similar to the dual process theory in cognition. Wait, really? Wait, I'm gonna look this up. Eris, I was talking about you earlier. We were talking about shitposting and how I didn't really know the meaning of shitposting before knowing you, but after knowing you, now I know the meaning. Master shitposter. But that's also not all you are. That's also not everything you are. You're also a very kind person. You are much more than a shitposter, but you are a master shitposter. So take that title and that praise, but you are also more. Okay, dual process theory is currently a popular theory for. Okay. See, here's what I do. I just fucking did it, you guys. I just fucking did it. Okay, so when I know I'm about to process something that requires a lot of processing power, I have to lock in. I have to take the deep breaths. I have to. That's what I'm talking about. Please fit me into one box. It makes me feel skinny. Oh. Okay, I apologize. You are not a multifaceted individual. My mistake. Your husband must love that. Oh yeah. I'm an absolute joy to be around. Okay. Thought can arise in two different ways or as a role. What? Okay, wait. An implicit, automatic, unconscious process and an explicit, controlled, conscious process. Verbalized, I just did it again. I just breathed in again. Verbalized, explicit. Wow, look at me. I'm breathing. Sorry. Okay, I'm focusing. This is why I love it, but I hate it. Some things require so much brain power. Okay. And I'm fighting against it. Verbalized explicit processes or attitudes and actions may change with persuasion or education, though implicit process... okay. Okay. I'm thinking about it. This reminds me a lot of this is why Ivan and I don't have much hair. That's our foreheads. And like he's foreheads as heat sinks for the brain processing. Well, here's the thing. Like I feel like I know that I have the capacity to understand these concepts. I'm just extremely lazy. I've dedicated so much of my life to trying to understand very technical and scientific things, and it hasn't gotten me very far in my life. And that's purely because of my problem. And so I was talking about this book earlier, and don't worry, I'm going to return to this. I just need some time to ready myself, to get all my other thoughts out of the way first, and then fully focus. I was talking about Michael Pollan's book, which I highly recommend. So good. But it was talking about how like people with anxiety versus people who, neurotypical people, I guess, if that's even a thing. When you have anxiety, when you're having an anxious moment, sometimes it's so difficult to form words and thoughts because if you have anxiety, or if you have like autism, for example, autistic people are often very sensitive to our like senses, like touch, sight, smell, taste, whatever. And those things are very, are shown to require a lot of mental energy, sometimes even more than thought. It requires a lot of processing power to process the senses rather than deep computation, which I thought was really interesting. But anyway, like people who are hypersensitive, their brains are basically being like hyperstimulated in all the wrong ways. So like when I get really overwhelmed, I will lose the ability to speak. I will physically be so unable to speak. I can't. My words, my grammar is reduced to almost nothing, and I say like 1 word, 3 word things. And so I was wondering if anybody else had similar experiences. I just thought it was fascinating. My theory is that when people take psychedelics, that's also what happens, is that your brain is being stimulated in so many different ways. That's why a common symptom of psychedelic use is nonverbal qualities, right? So because your brain is currently being hyperstimulated, language and other things, we don't have the processing power for that. Life is exhausting. Real. Yeah. I'm growing my hair out and it retains so much heat. Dom says, I had a friend once who would hallucinate from panic attacks and make up conversations that didn't happen. What? That's crazy. Oh my gosh, that's so interesting. I wonder if that's the same as like not knowing, because I've had times where I didn't know whether I had a conversation with somebody in real life or in my dream. Or if I already mentioned something to someone in my head, like when you hyperanalyze everything, you have conversations with people in your head like all the time, right? I practice out what I'm going to say 1,000 times usually before I say it, especially in the wake of a important conversation that's going to happen. So I'll think about every possible thing I could say, everything I could do, and then I'll just conclude on one outcome, one thing I could. If he says this, then I will say this. If he says that, I'll say this, And then I'll get to the actual real conversation, and I won't know what I've already said and what you know what I mean? Like, I'll be like, I have no idea if I told you that, if I used that already, right? Because there's nothing worse than saying something very profound to somebody twice. Because then it's not remarkable anymore, right? Then they just think, oh, wait, what? Do you say that to everyone? Right? Okay, Dom says, directing focus is taxing for sure. And a sign of heightened awareness to feel that affecting the body, but there's normally some reward to it, right? Or even some enjoyment in the process. Yeah, maybe I'm lacking the enjoyment that people usually get from that kind of activity. That's my whole stream. Saying the same things every week. No, you say new things, Ivan. You say very many new things. I learn new things from your stream all the time. Although I think people just tend to do that. That's just what people do. We recycle our thought patterns over and over and say the same things over and over. And especially if you have an open forum for people to come and share their ideas, that's going to happen. You have to get everybody on the same page before you can delve any deeper. And I have noticed that like with your community, new people are always coming in. Same thing with Eris's community. New people are always coming in, finding the stream. And you have to get them on the same page with everybody else. And that takes a lot of work. So honestly, I applaud you guys for being able to do that. Since I'm a lot smaller of a streamer, I haven't had to encounter that yet, but I probably will in the future. But also, I guess I would have to decide what my stream is. I don't know if I'm ready for that yet. You guys seem like you got a much more solid understanding of what are we doing here? All right, what are we coming here for? So perhaps my thing is that we come here every time and it's like, what are we doing? What are we doing? With all due respect, you need a factory reset as often as you can tolerate. Fun that shuts your brain off, eating a warm meal, catching a bath, getting your ass ate. Yeah, that's what I need. You're right. No, that's true. It's been a while since I've done yoga, so I've got my hot yoga scheduled for tonight, so I will be doing that. Yeah, that's in a couple hours. That's my factory reset. It's not even a joke. No, I know. Yeah, I'm sure that works for... my friends tell me all the time. They're like, oh, you just need to have... I don't know if I want to delve into that. I'm aware of the things I could be doing more of, but... Okay. The 32 marks of Buddhism. Of Buddha. Somebody said that my hands don't reach down to my knees because I'm not a man. I need them to elaborate on that. Oh, I see. Because okay, so it can only be a man. Damn. His male organ is covered with a sheath. Okay. The hair on his skin is blue-black, curly, and turns to the right. It's very specific. His limbs are straight like those of a god. There are 7 convex surfaces on his body, 4 behind his legs. 7 convex surfaces. That's like a bowl shape. 2 behind his shoulders and 1 behind his trunk. Oh, does he... So... Well, I know elephants are used a lot in statues, etc. Hello, Orange. Welcome. It's nice to see you, Orange. We're talking about the 32 marks of the Buddha. He's wearing a condom. Yes, he's wearing a condom out of... Yeah, that's all it says. His body is perfectly proportioned. The span of his arms is the same as his height. His taste is exceptionally sensitive. Oh, he's got a superior palate. He has a long tongue. He has a divine voice. Wow. Very interesting. If your physiology feels taxed from focusing, you could see that as a sign of doing good stuff to your brain. Yeah. So weird, bro. I know, this is so interesting. So who came up with this? Let me see if it gives context. Mentioned in the Lakkhana Sutta and are very cultural in origin. New meaning to teachings that were already around in the Indian tradition rather than preaching against them. The idea of the marks already existed as the list of the 32 marks of a superior being. Yeah. Going back to the concept we were talking about before, giving ourselves a factory reset. I think that's definitely very important. Unfortunately, and maybe other people can relate, unfortunately, I was not taught many of these mechanisms by my parents, who happen to have very unhealthy coping mechanisms. For not saying that all my problems are my parents' fault, because that would be the easy way out. But yeah. So if it seems like I don't do enough of the self-regulation things, I think most of it's because I wasn't taught, or those things were not acceptable in the culture where I came from. Like, for example, my friends tell me all the time, you just need to, and I'm sorry, this is going to be, if it crosses a line, I apologize. My friends tell me all the time, they're like, you just need to masturbate. It's like, you have no idea I don't do that. I don't do that. And I probably never will because of Mormon culture. So there's things that the place where I came from that typically would probably provide forms of mental relief. But I guess I'm not allowed to do those things. And that's okay. Okay. I found some surreal memes for us to enjoy. Evolution, can you give me robust temporal lobe to better interpret and assign meaning and order to communication, social groups, and other important stimuli? Yes. Actually interprets and assigns higher meaning and order to the entire universe. What? Crazy. Is that actually what the temporal lobe does? I'm not sure. Sometimes it feels like meaning is a Pandora's box. Once you assign meaning to one thing, once you open yourself up to discovery of new meaning and knowledge. This is what philosophy exploration feels a lot like. You start the snowball rolling, and it just keeps building more and more and more. And you're like, whoa, there's so many things I could learn, so many things I could know. Sometimes it feels overwhelming, but in a good way. Oh, this is the shit post. Okay, I'm gonna remove this. Shit posting for Buddha. That was funny though. I really like this Surreal artist. Scrolling again. How upset have you made yourself this time? Okay, this is what not to do. If you're wanting to self-regulate, scrolling is the last thing that you should do. How many times have you caught yourself in the middle of a scroll session and said, wait, I feel like shit. Maybe I should stop. Maybe that should tell you that you shouldn't do that. I deleted all my social media, but I still do find myself scrolling because obviously everything has become a way to, since the format of scrolling got introduced to like Facebook and Instagram, now everything's that way. So like LinkedIn, which every time I go on LinkedIn, I regret it. But like the news, YouTube, what's something else you can scroll infinitely? Almost every website you can scroll for a very long time. So I try and catch myself more and more. Say, wait a minute. Is that really what you want to be doing? I don't know. But yeah, this artist makes really interesting content. Web pages used to have a bottom. Yeah, I know, the infinite scrolling glitch. Okay. I'm gonna do one more meme and then I have to pee. Okay, wait. This life sucks, actually. Asceticism is the way. Rituals suck, actually. I do as I please. Ignorance is not so much as deeming a wrong thought true, as not seeing how such thoughts arise at all. Okay, I don't necessarily understand the last part, but what I do understand is that everybody's yelling at each other, and I don't like it. Please stop. It's interesting to see different people argue. I'm not sure which one the thing is, I don't fall in either one of these categories. I enjoy some rituals because I think rituals can have positive benefits, but I don't necessarily agree with asceticism either because of where the culture in which I was raised. Anyway, okay, I have to pee and also mentally reset. So give me 2 to 3 minutes and I'll be right back. And then maybe we'll do something else. Maybe we can play a mushroom game? Who knows? But yeah. Okay, I'll be right back. Hello, my friend. Oh my gosh, hello, Duncan. I'm so sorry. You came during my break. I am back. Okay, we're back. You guys, I had a really interesting, well, I remembered something interesting. You guys know what's fascinating? There are different sweat glands for different types of sweat. Whenever I get really anxious, I notice that I smell bad. It turns out it's because there's two different types. When you exercise and when you're anxious. When you exercise doesn't typically, well, I mean, it sometimes does, but doesn't typically. Because of where the sweat glands are located, I believe. Hello, Duncan. Wait, I need to prove this. No, I know, wait. There's two different types. I know this. Hold on. I'm physically incapable of typing as I'm streaming, just so you know. Okay, look at this. Also, my music turned off for some reason. Everything's going wrong. They have different smells. So anxiety sweat is produced by a completely different system. It's made up of fatty acids, and proteins, which makes it feel different and smell different. Did you know that? Yes, two different types. There you go. Thank you, DCI. You guys already know that. Well, I didn't know, and so one day I Googled it, and then I learned. By the way, welcome, DCI. I didn't see, oh yes, you commented earlier. You just have to suspend belief. Have you seen those Buddhist monks that mummify themselves? It is insane. No. What? Japan's self-mummified Buddhist monks. Oh, they do it. Wow, that's interesting. Oh, so it's not like they just wrap themselves in the materials. They actually do that to, while they're still alive. Strict diet, intense physical training, and ultimately sealing oneself in a tomb while still alive. That's crazy. A sacred path to transcendence. For enlightenment. Huh. Oh, you can see them in the museums in Japan. The area's arsenic-rich waters may have contributed to their preservation. While hundreds attempted the ritual, only a few succeeded. Wait, what do you mean succeeded? How do you fail? Wait, huh? The path to this process began with a strict 3-year diet of nuts, seeds, and fruit, combined with intense physical activity. Oops, sorry, I didn't realize my music was so loud. There we go, that's better. Another 3 years of consuming only bark and roots, further dehydrating the body to aid. Oh wow, so they're beginning the mummification process before they begin. Wow. They also consume tea made from the uroshi tree, a toxic substance used in lacquer varnish. The poison remained in their bodies, helping to preserve organs and repel insects. Well, okay. Huh. That's crazy. It's truly fascinating to learn about what people are willing to do for spiritual and religious reasons. That's really interesting. So anyway, for those of you who are new, who are newly arrived.
What's up, Beijing?
What's up, Beijing? Hi, Refly. That smells pretty bad. Yeah, decomposition in general smells pretty bad for sure. Oh yeah, and they haven't been embalmed either. The embalming process is supposed to help with that and the preservation. But it sounds like they did a bit of self-embalming. Oh god. Remember, one day you will die. Remember that. Anyway, for those of you who came in relatively soon, we've been talking about this book I've really been enjoying called A World Appears by Michael Pollan, my absolute favorite author. I love him. This man changed my life, for real. I can confidently say there's been nobody else in my life besides me who's changed my life except for this guy. Yep. And then I also, DCI, I've been listening to that other book you recommended, A Way with Words. We also listened to, I want to say like 4 or 5 of the lectures from that book. And that's been really interesting. That's when I learned about the word, hold on. I was bragging about it yesterday. Contrapositive. I know what that is now. Oh, master debater here. I know what a contrapositive is. Okay, wait, let me see if I remember. It's, hold on. The contrapositive is always true. It means, okay, so if you have a logical statement like, it is raining, so it is cloudy. Okay, let me use the proper terminology. It is raining, therefore it is cloudy. Okay? You can't have you can't do the inverse of that, which is, it is not raining, therefore it is not cloudy. You know, it can be cloudy and not raining. But if you say, it is not cloudy and therefore it is not raining, so you do the inverse, fuck. The inverse and then the other thing. Switching it both ways. It's not raining and it's not cloudy and therefore it's not raining. That's the contrapositive. So in logical arguments, you can do that. You can make those claims. So when is the? I told you, Refly, that one's canceled. I canceled that as soon as I was faced with the prospect of debating any atheist in this community. I was like, nope, never mind. I'm sure to crush the atheist, yeah, immediately. I just need more practice. Let me just think about it more. I knew most of these things intuitively. I just didn't know the words for them. Like, I knew I knew kind of contrapositive, or like this logical series of events, like how you can build up an argument, how you can be like, one of the other terms he mentioned was I forget what it's called. Let's see. Orange says, I'm not eating, therefore I am not hungry. Oh, is that the contrapositive to what you were currently doing? Huh. There you go. Intro to Dark Souls boss music starts. I will never debate anyone in my life. I see debates as a waste of time. But I think that learning these concepts can be useful for understanding how other people try and manipulate me or try and convince me of things, and how I can convince others of other things. Dom says, if you lose a debate with an atheist, just activate your crown chakra and walk through a wall. They hate that. Okay, there you go. That's right. That's right. Just transcend. Just float away. Just float away to another plane of existence, never to be seen again. That's the secret. If I walk through a wall, you can convert the atheist. You think so? You think if sufficient evidence was provided, the atheist would be converted? Oh, okay. I don't know. I feel like there's some atheists out there that, yeah, 100%. Okay, I'll take your word for it. Flies away from the debate. Yeah. So yeah, I've been enjoying A Way with Words. But you know who's really enjoying that? I mean, I'm enjoying it, but my husband is really, really enjoying it. So the professor is really speaking my husband's language, because my husband's a lawyer, and also like I just yeah. Anyway, they speak the same language. How does that prove God? It proves something. Yeah. See, that's what I was thinking, is that the evidence would be provided, and then all the atheists would be like, well, that doesn't necessarily prove there's a God. So, then we're back to square one. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. That's what I was afraid of. You being able to, a refly said the same thing. Okay, whatever. Whatever. Anyway. I think I have some more memes for us to enjoy. Let me see. Stop scrolling immediately and turn your attention to this. You must now take some time to consider this cone. Thank you for your consideration. You will now burst into flames and explode. Part of me, my heart sank a little bit when I read this. I was like, oh no, am I going to? You never know. Maybe you just have a quantum tunneling device in your pocket. Oh, I see. Sometimes when I think about it, we all just have different words for communicating similar ideas. Some people are just more attached to the terms that they use than others. Like when I say magic, when I say something's magical, I don't necessarily believe it means there's something otherworldly about something. I literally just mean, oh, that's amazing. But some people, they don't like it when I say magic or when I say certain terms. Even though all I mean is just, oh, it's amazing. Debate is starting. No, debate is not starting. No, I'm not. This is not a debate. Not entering. I refuse. No consent. I did not give consent to this debate. Oh man, I think I got through all the memes. I like the idea of the techno mage. That's like magic with technology, right? A fictional magician who uses technology to create similar effects as magic or combines oh, it's like the Wizard of Oz. I watched I was saying that I went to Las Vegas over the weekend and we watched the Wizard of Oz show at the Sphere. It was kind of cool. And although I always consider the Wizard of Oz to be a loser, so I don't know. Maybe that's not a good example. Look at the Babylon 5 link there. Okay, I will. If I can find it. Is it this? Oh yeah, it's this. An order of beings from... Oh. I guess I allow ads. Advanced science to create the illusion of magic. Biotechnological technological implants. Ooh, installing the implants is just like Neuralink. Aren't they already doing that? Excruciatingly painful. Cyborgs. Every techno-mage was taught and sponsored by an older techno-mage, being fully initiated after a long period of apprenticeship. I mean, who's to say that Neuralink is not going to come out with these type of capabilities? I mean, maybe you'll have magic simulation powers, but you'll probably also be bombarded with ads in your visual field at every waking hour. So is it really worth it? That's what seems like the most realistic outcome. Sorry, that's a bit depressing. You can have magical powers for $15.99 a month with ads. You can pay $17.99 for no ads. And then we'll just increase the price. And then we won't remove the chip. And then we'll make the removal of the chip impossible. So you are required to pay the money for the rest of your life. Black Mirror had an episode about that, which I thought was really spooky and creepy. It was about a woman who had part of her brain shut down. And so she ended up having a brain chip, or like it was like a certain procedure in her brain where she depended on a signal from an outside company, and they had to pay a subscription to that company every month. Otherwise, she would lose all of her brain capacity, which is a terrifying thought. Would you pee your pants if you would have to debate Ivan and Timmy about it? I would pee my pants in the sense that that my internet reputation would just be permanently destroyed. Yeah. I was joking mostly on my Discord when I was talking about that. But like I am like definitely intimidated for sure. But mostly in the sense that I would be made to look like an absolute idiot. And I don't like looking like an idiot. I like looking that I'm smart. I realized that was grammatically incorrect, but whatever. I just feel like if I were to enter a debate, I do not have the skills necessary. And so what I would do, I would be absolutely destroyed. And unfortunately, I feel like that's the way a lot of debate channels operate, is that they depend on people to be unskilled in debate, and therefore those people look like idiots. The thing is, I want to go back to the idea of Sonder. I want to apply the idea of Sonder to people. It's already applied to people. To intelligence. I get that different people have like different IQs, whatever, like neurological structure prohibits certain people from having certain intelligence, whatever, yada yada. But I mean, for most, I feel like most people have the similar capacities for intelligence. It's just whether or not they decide to use it, or whether or not they have learned the appropriate skills to utilize it. And so I like to think that most people are intelligent beings worthy of respect and love. And that's what makes me unable to debate. Because I feel like many people, especially on the online community, the way they approach debate was with the lack of understanding that everyone is intelligent and worthy of respect. They already have the idea in their mind that some people are just stupid and will never be smart. I prefer to think that some people just choose to be stupid. Not that they are stupid, that they choose to be stupid. It's a choice. It's not a fundamental flaw with the way they're I mean, I get that there's physiological differences between people, but I feel like for the vast majority of people, it's a choice. So it's like when you say like, wow, that was a really dumb decision, or wow, there's a really stupid thing to say. When somebody says something stupid or does something stupid, instead of, you are a stupid person. You are a stupid person. You know, that's different. You're making a judgment about the whole person, which you don't really know, by the way. Instead of like condemning the action for what it is, which, yeah, there's definitely plenty of stupid thoughts and stupid actions. It doesn't make the person as a whole stupid. Orange says, I saw a documentary on religion, alien, Aetherius Society last night. They charge up a prayer battery with good thoughts for the invisible alien ships to distribute across sad parts of Earth. What? That is fascinating. Huh. Did you join them? What a question. Oops. Wait, why is that copied and pasted? Weird. Let me try copying it again. There we go. A new religious movement founded by George King in the mid-1950s. Oh, look at the clothes. Oh, interesting. Alien religion. Oh, look at the... This kind of looks like the... like Sanskrit. It kind of looks like Sanskrit. The big reveal is Jesus from Mars. Oh. That's like what the what Summum is with, the Egyptian cult, sorry, not the C word, the Egyptian small church from Salt Lake. They also believe in space Jesus. Or maybe it was Saturn. UFO claims yoga. Wait, they do yoga too? That's cool. Universal karma and religious healing. The religion's goal is to prevent worldly destruction by improving cooperation between humanity and various alien masters, and using spiritual energy to improve the spiritual caliber of the world. Well, I mean, I don't disagree with cooperation. I think that's important. Whatever gets you to cooperate, you know, as long as you're not hurting anybody. Why is there no cult that claims Jesus had a sister? I don't know. I know the Mormons believe that there's a heavenly mother, although we're not supposed to talk about her. Even I have a difficult time talking about her. That's interesting. Oh, look at this cute little shop. So do they do yoga inside? Yeah, I knew that looked like Sanskrit. Because she is so sacred. I mean, this is a common theme in Mormonism, is that certain ideas and people and, well, not people, but, you know, certain beings are so sacred that you are not supposed to talk about them. It's also the same concept as, like, Mormons are not allowed to say, oh my God. That's like almost a worse swear than saying shit or damn. Like, you would be looked at with much more judgment if you said, oh my God, than if you said shit. It's almost like God is a swear word, which, you know, is kind of a ridiculous and absurd concept, but, like, it's taking the Lord's name in vain. So similar concept, you are not supposed to talk about things that occur within the temple. You're not supposed to talk about the Heavenly Mother, although she's referenced a few times in Doctrine. I'm not sure if she's referenced in the Bible, in the Book of Mormon itself. Gosh diddly darn it, yeah. Gosh damn it. You'd be able to say gosh damn it, but you can't say... I've heard my Catholic friends say, God dang it. I thought it was really funny. Yeah, one time I accidentally said, oh my God. I was quoting some lyrics from a Black Eyed Peas song. And everybody in the room, all my cousins were like, oh, I can't believe you said that. They were really upset that I said, oh my God. By accident. It was an accident. I didn't mean to. My mom also threatened to wash out my mouth with soap. That's a thing that commonly happens, is washing your children's mouths with soap if they say a bad word. And my mom threatened to wash out my mouth with soap if I ever said, oh my God, again. Sometimes I sneak rap lyrics into my presentations to my board. Really? That's cool. Do they have swear words in them? Different people feel different things about swearing. I'm at the point where I do say fuck a lot. Although I don't typically say it in professional settings. I tend to avoid that. Unless somebody else reveals that they're okay with it, then I am okay with swearing. I tend to try and assess the situation. Refly, do people actually say that? That's crazy. I don't think I can even say that. That's too far. The don't question it principle of control. Yeah, it is what it is. Anyway, I want to do some more explorations of r/Sonder. It's everybody looking at apartment buildings and wondering, what are these people up to? Have you ever done that? Looking at an apartment building and wondering, how many people are living in there? What are they doing? Are they doing interesting things? It's very similar to loneliness. On long train rides, I get curious about the strangers around me. I always wish I could swap camera rolls and see what their life is about, but would never ask, fear of being creepy and having to awkwardly sit next to them for the rest of the way. I think a lot of it has to do with disconnection that we feel in modern society. Disconnection, loneliness. I think I know I want to be much more connected than I currently am. If it were up to me, I would be living on a commune. And I'd be constantly surrounded with people, cooking with people, gardening with people, having people come in and out of my house. But we'd all have the shared understanding that we are in this together. That's required. But yeah, I would 100% be a hippie, yeah. I remember experiencing Sonder from a young age. I often wonder, do many people experience this feeling and just not know the name for it? And are there just a select group of people who feel this and seek out what this feeling of theirs is? I realize that as a noun, most people are capable of understanding the definition of Sonder and comprehend what it means. But how many of us actually feel that awakening upon meeting or seeing a stranger? It's almost a curious, enlightening, and somewhat somber feeling that brings so much connection. One of the most comforting and yet depressing concepts to have been ever given a name. Yeah. Anyway. We have intense needs to be connected with other. At least I do. I have the intense need to be connected with the people around me. A lot of it, I think, comes from the community I was raised in. Like I would call all my neighbors, fellow church members, brother and sister, right? That's what Mormons call each other. So we literally, since birth, I had the concept of all fellow human beings are my brothers and sisters. Not in like a weird way, obviously, like I know, but in the sense that we are all one big family. And I've never let go of that. And so now that I'm out of it, I'm still looking for more ways I can feel connected to my fellow man. And I haven't found enough. I'm trying to go to my church thing, and that's cool, I guess, but sometimes it's a bit disappointing. I know that they're gonna be doing a hike on this Sunday, which I'm gonna go to. So a group of people, they wanted to get together and go on a hike before church, and that could be fun, where we actually get to talk. Because most of the church sessions I go to, it's like a workshop. So like someone else is talking the whole time, or like a huge group of people is talking, so I don't get to talk. So this should be fun, where I get to meet other people and go on a hike with them and touch grass. Touching grass is very important. DCI said just stuff like we started from the bottom, now we're here. Yeah. Doesn't kill us, can only make us stronger. Just random stuff like that. Lots of UK rap stuff too, Mason. That's cool. Wait, I haven't heard any UK rap. Except Youngblood's from the UK, right? Yeah. I like Youngblood. I don't know if he's a rapper, but he's a musician. He's very attractive. Yeah, I like him. I like his accent too. His accent's so interesting. Oh, he's not a rapper, but he's a musician. He's a posh boy from Leeds. I'm so sorry, DCI. I have no idea what that means. That's a bad thing, right? Posh is a bad term. Like, oh, he's a snob. Oh, he's upper class. That's interesting, because his accent... Okay, correct me if I'm wrong, but his accent does not communicate. I thought that, okay, I could be wrong, but I thought that if people sound like the Queen, then they are upper class. Oh, he's just a northerner. Okay, so northerners have that accent. Interesting. Oh. He went to a very expensive school. Oh, I see. Well, I like his music still, but that's fair if you think that. I don't know any UK artists, I'm sorry. If you have any to recommend, feel free. I like listening to rap. So many lights. I used to like, when I was first going to college, I used to like going up to the university, because it's up on the mountain, and there's an overlook point of the whole valley, the whole Salt Lake Valley. And I like looking down at it, seeing all the sparkling lights. I was just amazed at all the lights. Some Americans quite like Ren. He does all genres. Oh, okay. Is it this person? Oh, he's Welsh. Or, yeah. Which is still part of the United Kingdom. Cool. All right. We're moving into nonverbal territory. I don't have anything else to say. I was going to keep going through here. Oh, this is an interesting feeling when you're on a passing train and you're looking in at people and realizing, "Oh yeah, they're on their own journeys." Or when you like have a micro community. You form like a micro community on a train or a plane or like a cruise ship or something. You start recognizing everybody that's on that vehicle. And then you leave after a few days or a couple hours. Oh, it's okay. Thank you. I had this sorted out at one point. Yeah. I knew that. But thank you again for the reminder. All right. I think that you have to remind yourself. Oh, okay. Oh, thanks for admitting that. That makes me feel slightly better. Yeah. And then Ireland is like Northern Ireland is in the UK, but the rest of Ireland is not. I shouldn't refer to it as the rest of Ireland. Is it just Ireland? I think it's just Ireland. And then North Ireland. Ireland is its own thing. Yeah. Because they had a civil war. I don't know why, though. I need to study that. Why did they have a civil war? What about the... Oh, yeah. What about the Isle of Man? Wait a minute. It's a British Crown dependency. Its own thing. That's interesting. Have you ever been to the Isle of Man? Is there anything... Oh, it looks kind of cool. There's some really interesting structures and stuff going on. It's very nice. Ooh. That looks kind of nice from the pictures. More about religion. Who would have known? Oh, okay. Yeah. That's pretty common. Having war over religion. I do not understand war. I do not get it. I do not understand why we do it. I think it's utterly ridiculous. Okay, let us conclude. We'll conclude. I'm going to turn off my... Ooh, can you see me? You're just barely on the map. Here, I'll just keep zooming in until we find your address. Give me your zip code, and I'll zoom in. Just kidding. I should be careful about opening Google Maps, though, because it might end up doxing my address. Luckily, I haven't doxed myself yet, but there's still time. Hi, Toby. Okay, you guys, I think I would be done for today, but thank you all for hanging out with me. It was a fun little stream, and I'm sure we'll do some interesting stuff, perhaps later this week and perhaps a different time. But I always want to make sure that I'm doing something interesting. So, and the mushroom sculpture is about to be. I didn't give you guys an update. So the oats are full of mycelium. I'm about to break and shake them. So I'm going to break the bag up and spread the mycelium throughout the whole thing. And then I'm going to blend it. And then we're going to put it in the molds. This is going to be another couple weeks probably. And then we're going to have the sculpture. It is a very long process. If you've ever grown mushrooms before, it takes a long time. I'm going to keep at it. Don't worry, it's going to happen. Can you eat the oats? With the mycelium, not ideal. That's not ideal. I mean, I guess the mycelium technically is edible. But the oats have the husks on them. So that's like very, very fibrous. Mushroom smoothie sounds intriguing. Yeah, I should take a picture of it, shouldn't I, Duncan? Thanks for being here, by the way. It was very nice to have you here. Very chill stream today, but I'm regaining my energy from being burned out from my work. But I have a feeling we're gonna be doing some interesting stuff soon. Yeah, so interesting things are coming. Thank you all for being here for the ride. And yeah, so I'm gonna use the same blender as what I use for my food. So my NutriBullet shades have been full of algae this week, spirulina. Oh, that's the stuff that can color things blue, like a blue-green color. They use that as like a natural food dye. It's good for you, isn't it? Looking forward to the fungus logo. I know. I really hope it works out. I can't wait. We've spent so much time. If it works out, I'm gonna cry. I mean, probably not, because I don't get emotional in front of other people. But maybe. Who knows? I don't really have control over when I cry. It just happens. Okay. Have a good day. I hope you all have a good day, and I'll see you later. Okay. Yep. Bye. See you. Bye-bye.